Hello and welcome to the first section of chapter 9. We're going to be the title of the section is adding and subtracting polynomials, but we're just going to work on classifying polynomials, figuring out what is and is not a polynomial, just because this section here is kind of the basis of our whole chapter. So we kind of want to make sure we know what we're working with. So a monomial is what we start. That's our building block, is a number, a variable, or the product of a number and one or more variables with whole number exponents. So whole numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3. Like the O is in whole and it starts with 0, so sometimes that helps kids remember. So here's some examples of what a monomial looks like. Okay, it could be a number. It could be a variable. It could be a product of numbers and variables. And this should actually say negative 1.8 m to the fifth here. The number part, the numerical value, the coefficient, can be positive, negative, fractions. That's okay. But the exponent has to be a whole number. And then here's some examples that are non-monomials. This is a sum, okay, not a product. This is division, not a product. You cannot have a variable in the denominator. This has a variable that is an exponent, and it has to the exponent has to be a whole number, and this exponent is negative, which is not a whole number. So those are examples of things that aren't monomials. This right here is actually a binomial. 2. It's the sum of two monomials, and that's what we're going to get into. Degree. The degree of a monomial is the sum of the exponents of the variables in the monomial. So this one here, there's no variables. I should leave this here. So this one has degree 0. This one here, there's a 1 there, so this is going to be a first degree monomial. This one here has a 1 and a 2. It's kind of a trick question. So 1 plus 2 equals 3. So that'd be a third degree. And this one down here is just 5. You're just looking at the variable's exponents. Polynomial. This is what I was talking about a little bit earlier with the binomial. It's the sum of monomials, each called a term of the polynomials. Okay, when you write a polynomial, the exponent should decrease from left to right. So you're learning a lot of new vocab here. The degree of the polynomial is the greatest degree of its term. And I'll explain what all this stuff is with some examples here. And so we just talked about monomial. So these are monomials right here. We just saw those. Okay. Now we get into binomials. It's a polynomial with 2 terms. So here are 2 examples of binomials. So this has a degree of 3. This has a degree of 0. So this is a third degree. You take the larger one. And this has a degree of 1, and this has a degree of 2. So this is a second degree. You just take the larger one. And then we get down to trinomials. Well, tri meaning 3. It's a polynomial with 3 terms. And again, the degree. This is 2, this one's 1, and this one's 0. So this is a second degree polynomial, or second degree trinomial. And the leading coefficient is the coefficient of the first term. It has to go in descending order. So maybe you want to put in your notes, must go in descending order. And what I mean by that is this is 3, this is 2, this is 1, that's 0 for your degree. So the leading coefficient is 2, and the constant term is the term without a variable attached to it. All right, so here's just some sample problems for you guys. Identifying and classifying polynomials. So identify, is it a polynomial, yes or no, and then classify it by the degree. So this is a number, so this would be yes, and there's no variable, so it'd be a 0 degree. And it's only 1 term, so it's a monomial. Here I have 3 terms, so it's a trinomial. 2, 1, and 0, so it is a second degree trinomial, yes. All right, for the next one, this is going to be no because we have a variable in the exponent. For the next one, it's also going to be no because we have a negative number in the exponent. And for the last one, this one's going to be yes. We have a 5 here. This one's 5, and this one is 4. So this would be a 5th degree binomial. There's 2 terms. And that's pretty much it. That's just the vocab that you guys are going to be working with and practicing. For numbers 3 through 8, make a chart like this here, polynomial, degree, leading coefficient, kind of just what we just worked with. I had a chart there. And yeah, that's all we're doing today. And then we'll get back tomorrow for adding and subtracting these polynomials. Thank you guys for tuning in.